So it's been about 4 months since I did the pure acetyl glutathione, and I actually just switched brands and well, I switched types of glutathione recently, and so we're going to talk a little bit about that. And basically I switched because I wanted to increase my dosage, but with this being like $70 a bottle, it was just too expensive for me to increase my dosage on this. Yeah, because I'm just ready to amp up the results. I was just taking 2 pills a day for the last 4 months, and to be honest, to be completely honest, you know, obviously there isn't like a huge change in my skin, though I have noticed, remember when I had that awful suntan? That's like completely faded. So it's like, I know my skin is changing. I know things are happening. In the glutathione community, most people do not see a change until like the 3-month mark. So I'm just at the 4-month mark. So to be impatient on this journey, you know, you're gonna start to see your changes after the 3-month mark. I think most people don't realize that. I think they think, oh, within the first 2 months I'm gonna like get to where I want to be, and it's just like, no, they say you start to see changes at the 3-month mark. And so well, in 2019 when I started, I noticed around the 7 to 8 month mark was when I started seeing the biggest changes. And so at that mark, I was doing reduced glutathione, and I was doing rectal syringe, and I was doing nebulizer. So I was not doing anything expensive, no $70 or, you know, $100 a bottle liposomal glutathione. Like I was, you know, I was just doing the cheapest one you can get. And so right now I went to the bulk supplements, and so this is the one. How many grams is this? It's 100 grams of the reduced glutathione. And so I actually put it in this bag. I have like a zip little closure, and I'm just keeping it like tucked away in a drawer. And so I used like a tablespoon, and I wanted to see how much was in this 100 gram bag. So if you're going to do like a tablespoon, which a tablespoon of this reduced glutathione, I saw that it was like 18 to 19 days worth. And so this bag of 100 grams cost me, I think, $54. I'm going to my Amazon to my orders. Yeah, so this one was $54. And then to get the one that I bought in 2019 when I started, now that one that I bought in 2019 lasted me like 6 to 7 months. It was insane. So, you know, for your money, that one, you know, it might be the better option. So for this one, I'm not going to be taking a tablespoon a day. I'm just going to be taking 2 teaspoons a day. So it's going to be around 4,000 milligrams of glutathione, which I've done that before in the past as well. And so basically for the rectal syringe, you get like a little, you know, those little syringe with like the stoppers. This is a 10 milliliter syringe. It usually comes in like a whole pack. You can get a pack of 5, pack of 10, whatever. I clean mine and reuse them multiple times, like, so it can say for single use, but you can reuse them. And so you can use regular water or distilled water. I think last night I used regular water, tonight I used distilled water. Because you're using such a little amount of water, like if you're doing an enema or something, which you're usually putting like liters of water into your body, you need to use distilled. Don't use regular. You can give yourself awful stomach cramps if you use regular water. But yeah, so for last night, for the 2 teaspoons, which like was a lot of powder, I used, I think, 6 milliliters. So I used this much of water, which is like barely nothing. And I put it in the cup, and then I took baking soda and just add you know, enough baking soda until it starts to bubble, and you'll see the glutathione start to completely dissolve, and it will turn completely clear. One thing I forgot about reduced glutathione and baking soda, so you need the baking soda to make it, you know, dissolve completely. Well, not to make it dissolve completely, well, yeah, pretty much. Or it's just gonna look like milky and white the entire time, but this will help it dissolve so you don't have sediment built up in here, because you want to make sure that it's dissolved in the water, so when you're inserting this, you get all the nutrients and you don't have, you know, basically clumps of glutathione left over. So the baking soda helps everything dissolve, and it'll all be in the water, and so then you're not wasting any. So that's why baking soda is so important. I would not do it without baking soda. But yeah, the scent is awful. This scent is like, it smells like sulfur, so like I forgot about that part, about how much it stinks. It is what it is. This is the cheapest way to, you know, get your glutathione. So when I bought it, I thought I was gonna do starting with like 6,000 milligrams to maybe 6,000 to like 10,000 milligrams. But after I divvied it up and I saw that the bag that I bought would only, like doing that method, I would only have maybe 17 to 18 days worth. I decided to first start out with 4,000 milligrams just to see what's going to happen. Just to see, because I remember in 2019, using a smaller dose, I still got my results fairly quickly. Like way quicker than when I was using the pills, and that's because of, I think, the method. So with the reduced glutathione pills, if you're just taking the pills and swallowing it orally, it doesn't absorb into your bloodstream as quickly. But when I started taking like basically the same amount of pills and I started administering it rectally, all of a sudden like things started happening like so quickly, and I got, you know, the best results. And yeah, it was great. It was really, really great. So we'll see with doing the 4,000 milligrams for a few weeks where that gets me. But basically I'll have to buy, I should have bought the original bag that I bought in 2019, the one for $120, because that one, you know, you just have more. But for right now I'll just be doing the 4,000 milligrams. And I already think I'm gonna get quicker results, even though I'm only using the 4,000 milligrams and I'm doing it rectally versus doing 600 milligrams of acetylglutathione, like the bile production. So I inserted it. So I had this all the way to the 6. I slowly inserted it. Make sure you use your coconut oil to lube this part. When you're putting it, you know, inside your rectum, you only need to go like up to here. Like you just put like the first inch of this inside of you, because that is where the special gland is in your rectum that allows you to absorb whatever you're putting in there, any medicine, any supplement, into your bloodstream quicker. So you don't go too far into your rectum, or you bypass it. So make sure, because the gland is only an inch to 2 inches within the opening of your rectum. So please keep that in mind. So I put it in, and like I held it, and like it's nothing. If you're used to doing enemas, it's nothing like an enema. You don't feel like you absolutely have to go like within like the first 8 minutes. Like you're just struggling to keep it in. I felt the urge obviously within the first 15 minutes, but I was able to ignore it. Like I was able to go about my day like so easily. Like I completely forgot. So by the time I checked, like by the time I really felt like I had to go, because it is I want to say it's like an expectant. I could be using the wrong term, but it will force you to go to the bathroom because it forces bile production, which the bile production, basically it just like shoots your glutathione levels like through the roof. Like your body is naturally making more and it's absorbing it into your bloodstream. So it's like this is a very physical way of taking glutathione. So by the time I really had to go and I could not ignore it anymore, I was like already at 35 to 40 minutes of having it in. So if you're doing this for the first time, you know, make sure you're leaving it in for at least 15 minutes. But with how little water it is, you'll find yourself able to just be able to hold it. Like you'll feel the need to go, but not like you have to run to the bathroom. I was ready to run to the bathroom like by 35 to 40 minutes, but for the 15 minutes, you should be fine, is what I'm saying. So yeah, I ran to the bathroom after 35 to 40 minutes. You know, I could feel just the water coming out, and I was like, okay, well, that was that. Obviously, it does make you gassy. It will smell basically just as bad as it does when you're mixing it. Sorry, but that's just the truth of what it is. And so I was a little worried. I was like, wow, what if I'm just like wasting it down the toilet and I should go back to taking my acetyl pills? Like, I was a little worried, but after a few hours, I was reassured that this might actually be better than taking the acetyl pills, because my body kept producing bile for like hours after I had expelled, you know, a little bit of the liquid. So what I expelled the first time, honestly, it probably wasn't just the water, the little bit of water that I put in there. I think my body had already started making the bile, so that was mixed in with it. And so my body kept on making bile, like we're talking 4 hours after that one dose. And I thought I let it all out, you know, it was just like a little bit of water. So I thought what was coming out, which looked kind of like water, I thought that was it, like I was done. But no, kept doing bile and bile, and then my skin did get that that glow. If you do coffee enemas, you know what I'm talking about. Your skin does look different afterwards, and it's just because the glutathione in your bloodstream, it looks really pretty. People who do the glutathione IVs, they've claimed they see the same thing. I've never done an IV, so I can't really speak on that, but they say the same thing. So I was very excited about that. I can't say that I get like a glow after a couple of hours of just doing the acetyl pills, not to say that they don't work, but it's not as physical. You know, you just take the pills and you forget. And you don't, there's no gas, which is good. You don't feel like you have to go to the bathroom, which is good. But you also don't get like any after body glow or anything. So this might actually be better. Taking 4,000 milligrams of this versus the 600 milligrams of this actually might be better. And I'm gonna kick myself if it is, because, you know, basically, I don't want to say I wasted money, because it helped, but this could possibly be the quicker method. Basically, I mean, it could be the quicker method. I don't know. Of course, I'm talking as someone who's already been on glutathione for like 4 months now, so my body should already have a baseline amount of glutathione, and that's usually when you start seeing the best results, is after your body has already been taking it for a few months, because it has so much that now you're in excess production, and that excess production is when, you know, you see the most dramatic changes. So I'm already excited, but yeah, just a heads up. This is how I'm going to take it, so I'll just like walk you through it. I'm going to be making my mixture once a day. I'm not doing twice a day. I'm just going to do once a day. I think since I did switch the type of glutathione that I'm taking, that my body might go through some type of detox, which sucks. And it's just, your body's just going to react more to it. You know, I don't want to say more violent, like that makes it sound like awful or painful. It's not painful or anything, but it's just gonna have a more dramatic reaction to it than if I was already taking it for like 3 weeks. And so the longer I take it, hopefully I won't be running to the bathroom multiple times within like 4 hours of taking one dose like I had to my first day back on this. Like so that's why I'm gonna tell you guys, and this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be taking this at night, and I'm gonna be taking it maybe an hour to 2 hours before I go to bed. I would not take this in the morning, like before you have work or something, because like I said, it might make you go to the bathroom multiple times. So not just after the first 15 or 20 minutes, though. You honestly, if you can hold it longer than that, definitely try to go 30 to 40. Like, try to hold it as long as you can. But yeah, even after you initially dispel, which you're supposed to dispel it, so don't worry about, oh, I need to like just hold it indefinitely. Like, no, you're supposed to like dispel it. You're supposed to expel it, so it has to come out. So just, it's okay for it to come out. Just if you can keep it in longer than 15 minutes, like that's even better for you. But don't be surprised if you continue having to go to the bathroom multiple times, and it's like more liquid is coming out, more liquid is coming out, more liquid is coming out. It's gonna be way more liquid than what you put in, so just be ready for it. Yeah, and that's the bile. That's the bioproduction. And like I said, when that bioproduction is stimulated, it would be like doing daily coffee and glutathione enemas. Like it's gonna like basically just fast track you to your results, because it's a lot of bile, and bile you know, makes a lot of glutathione, and it stimulates your body to actually make more naturally. So it's not just the supplement, you're getting the supplement and then your body is also making its own. So it's like, it tricks it. It's pretty cool. But yeah, would not do it in the morning before starting your day or going to work or being around people, is what I'm trying to get at, because you are gonna be a little gassy. It is going to smell like glutathione, like sulfur, like just eggs, and especially when you put the baking soda in it. But you need to use the baking soda, so don't skip the baking soda. And yeah. Do it. So I'm gonna be doing it an hour to 2 hours before, you know, I go to bed, and I'm gonna be, you know, trying to keep it in for at least 15 minutes, but most of the time, like I said, you're just gonna forget about it. So when you let it out, you let it out. Don't really worry about it. It could be 30 minutes, it could be an hour after you've already put it in. And then I noticed in 2019 when I started doing reduced glutathione rectally, that if I take it at night, the one that I leave in at night, I could hold in longer because I'd actually forget about it and I'd fall asleep, and then it would just wake me up out of my sleep, and then I would go to the bathroom. So you might find that it's easier for your mind to not think about it if you fall asleep for a little bit and then, you know, wake up, and obviously like you'll have to go, just like you would have to wake up and go to the bathroom if you like drink a lot of water. So taking it at night might actually be better than, you know, in the morning, because you're just not thinking about it at all. And also, if you're gassy, you know, you shouldn't really be around like a lot of people. But like I said, I think getting back on it, your body, my body, it seems to kind of be detoxing a little bit, so I should not be having such issues with gas and everything after being on it for a few weeks. That should go away, because I don't remember having that issue as severely as I did just like day one of this. Like I was like, oh my gosh, like my body was like, what is going on? For like the next couple hours. And so that, I don't remember it being like that every single time the many months that I was doing reduced glutathione in 2019. So I think right now I'm just in detox, which is weird because I've been taking glutathione daily for, you know, 4 months. So it doesn't mean that this was not working. It's just, this is a new method of taking it, and my body is, you know, it's kind of shocking it a little bit.